Hey, what's going on, people? It's Dion back with a daily lineup for today, July 30th. I know it's been a while, man. It has definitely been a while since I posted a video. I think it's going on, like 2 weeks or so. Around that time, I was kind of slumping. I was kind of actually getting depressed, man. But as of late, I've been actually getting streaky, man. Like, I've hit over 50 about 4 times in the past week, man. I don't know, man. I guess it just comes with time that you get a lot better. So that's exactly what's been happening. Um, right here, I'm gonna do things a little different today. I'm just showing you guys what I've been working with for a GPP lineup. But I was actually scared to go over like 12 minutes. So I'm like, maybe people won't watch, but I'm like, hey, I know a lot of other people that's inspiring me to do it. So I'm like, what the heck? Let me just do it, man. We're gonna mix this in with a couple of research. I usually just tell you guys who I'm going with and tell you why, but I'm gonna show you guys a couple guys I'm messing with who I like today, man. So yeah, let's jump right into this, man. The pitchers that I like today that are in my pool of pitchers between Scott Kazmir, Carlos Martinez. I got to see the lineup Colorado throws out first, and Chris Sale. Chris Sale is basically a lock for my cash games, man. Red Sox bottom team versus lefties. I think they're 20th to be exact. Bottom 10 team versus lefties. I know they do pretty good at home. I just looked at their lineup. Let's actually go look at it. Nobody scares me here. Hanley, he bats with power, but he strikes out a lot. Chris Sale should get around him. Brock Holt, he's no lefty is touching Chris Sale, man. David Ortiz, I doubt he touches him, man. David Ortiz has been streaky, so anything could possibly happen with that dude. Bogarts might get a hit over him or something like that. Uh, but the reason why I don't think any lefties can really touch him because Chris Sale throws that slider, man. It's almost impossible for a lefty to hit another elite pitcher's left slider if they're a lefty. So I don't see it happening today. So you could just rack these up for about minimum 8Ks. They got Jackie Bradley. He's not touching them. Swihart, he's definitely not touching Sale. Sandoval's been struggling. He's not touching Sale. He's actually staying. He's been actually staying over at the left side. So I've been hearing he's not batting righty versus lefties no more. He's sticking to the left side of the plate even versus lefties. So I definitely like Chris Sale in that matchup. Rusney Castillo, the prospect they brought up, he's done pretty well against lefties in the minors, but Chris Sale's a whole new animal. I'm not sure he's ready for this. Napoli's still working on his stroke, so his band stroke, he's changing up the mechanics. So I think during this process, he definitely gets elite. I'm hoping for at least 10Ks. Like 8 is the bare minimum. I'm just saying, I'm giving the Red Sox that much respect because they don't strike out too often. But Chris Sale's a different animal, man. So and he's definitely in line for the win. When you see who these guys, who Boston has that pitcher. So 175 favorite. So definitely like that there. Where's Kazmir? Let's go look at it. Where's it at? Where's it at? Crap, I'm blind right now. Where's Houston? Oh, right here. 143 favorites. If there's no Trout in that lineup, man, I have no problem throwing out Kazmir. That would be the only thing to kind of screw me up. Make me change off of him in my GPPs just because the Trout we're waiting for that line. Let me actually refresh this to see if they threw out any lineups yet. Nope, they still haven't thrown out any lineup, but still 143 favorite. Shoemaker has been just horrible against those Astros in a small sample size. Let's go look at something real quick, man. That's why I'm kind of throwing a few guys out there versus him. Oops, wrong thing. Shoemaker. God, my laptop is actually fast. That versus pitch. And look at the struggles he's had. 390 batting average, 444 on base percentage. These are all small sample sizes, but just look at how they're having their way with them. They got even scrub. Jonathan Villar, I don't even really know much about this dude. He has a home run off him. John Singleton. Dude just hit his first home run of the season yesterday for the Astros. He has a home run off Shoemaker. Colby Rasmus, he has a lot of power, so I won't really knock him, though. Jake Marisnik, 2 for 2. They got a bunch of trash dudes hitting them up. So definitely can't go wrong there, man. I like Preston Tucker. He's 0 for 1 for him. He only faced him one time, but the way he's been swinging the bat at 390 WOBA versus right-handed pitchers, and they're at home, and Shoemaker is far from. I don't even know if I want to call him average. I can't even call him average with this 4.55 ERA. The whip isn't that horrible. He has a decent amount of strikeouts. Not enough for me, man. Look at how many home runs he's given up. Chris Carter strikes out a lot. He got 2 home runs off him. Jose Altuve. I definitely want to run some Astros out there against him. So that's the main reason why I have Preston Tucker in my lineup. I'll actually screw around with Kobe Rasmus in the lineup or so. So I definitely like him there. Let me go in order by players though. But I'm gonna give you the list of pitchers I want to attack. This is how I usually do my research. I start out going game by game. I look at each pitcher stats. I do exactly this. Go to each pitcher. Then I go look at their numbers against lefties, righties, the splits, home, away, everything it could. I'll go. Things I even look at that most people probably don't look at is the batted ball percentage. That shows you if they're giving up a lot of fly ball. I like looking at the splits. If they're a ground ball pitcher, the hard percentage. If a pitcher, I think the average for a pitcher's hard percentage is supposed to be 28, I think, and anything above 30 is below average. So that just means if 33 is if they're hitting 33% hard percentage, that means they're like tailing off on that ball, man. So that means especially for a dude like Jimmy Nelson, who's giving up a lot of home runs to lefties at home. He has a 33.3 home run to fly ball ratio at home versus lefties, and he's only giving up 30% fly balls at home to lefties. So that's probably what 1 per 6 at bats. There's a home run versus lefties at home. So definitely like Schwarber, Rizzo in there. You could probably even run out Fowler against him. But those are some of the stats I like looking at. But the pitchers I definitely want to target today: Alfredo Simon. I would say Simon, but the Braves have just been horrible, man. Their offense is struggling. Danny Duffy, the Blue Jays absolutely kill lefties, man. Who else do I want to target? I want to target this pitcher they brought up from the minors, Holmberg, who's had his struggles the last time he's been in the majors, which is 2014. His first time pitching this year. Even in the minors in AAA, he's given up 12 home runs in 11 games. That's just somebody I want to attack. And the Pirates have a bunch of lefty killers, man. So that's somebody I want to attack. Shoemaker, I said that already. Phil Hughes. This dude gives up at least a home run every other game, if not every game. His numbers have just been horrible. Let's just go look at Phil Hughes for a second. That's the main reason I want to run Nelson Cruz in the GPP against him, because Phil Hughes don't care what the handiness of the player is. He's just giving it out, man. He's just giving out home runs. 12 home runs to lefties, 11 to righties. Let's go look at something. This is why I like to look at the hard percentage. Look at this at home versus lefties and righties. I guess this must be a real pitcher part. The Twins failed, but look, 35 hard percentage to lefties, 33% to righties. And the way Nelson Cruz has just been swinging the bat lately, he's just been killing it, man. This dude went from being 3K just a week or two ago to now being 4,300. He's got his swing back. Look at this, man. 3 home runs, 4 home runs, 5 home runs in his last 10 games. Get Phil Hughes, man. Another thing that I like about this, let's check out the weather. The wind is blowing out 10 miles per hour in that game. Let me check RotoWire to confirm that, see if they have the same thing. This actually says 12 miles per hour. So I guess this is the updated version. So I definitely like Cruz, man. This is flying out 12 miles per hour to center. He's already had his struggles. So Hughes, definitely somebody I want to attack. Jimmy Nelson, J.A. Happ, the Seattle's pitcher. Let's go look at him. Lefty, and you already know the Twins absolutely kill lefties, man. You got Dozier, you got Hunter, who does pretty exceptional against them. You got Sano, who's been struggling versus lefties in the majors so far, but I feel like that's gonna change soon. Just because let's go look at Sano real quick. Crowd, I like to keep my pictures on the second tab. Let's go look at Sano real quick. This is why I know this is not gonna last forever, man. People will probably just look at his average and be like, I can't play him versus lefty because he has a 167 average. But then you got to think about it, man. That's all going to change soon. Look at this. This is not going to keep up. He's striking out 44% of the time versus lefties. That's not going to continue. But look at his BABIP. 333 BABIP. That means when he's not striking out, that means he's hitting the ball for 30. He's hitting the ball a third of the time, man. There's no way that keeps up. And he definitely has some power in his bat. If he has a 326 ISO versus righties, imagine what he'll have against lefties. And he's always been good against lefties throughout his minors career. I know it's in the minors, but I still think that changes soon. He's just a young dude with a lot of power now. Let's go look at this. What I like to look at too, he's more of a ground ball pitcher versus left. Well, I say ground ball pitcher. He's hitting into a lot of ground balls. But look at this, man. The hard percentage at 66%. That just means he's gonna come around and smoke one out the park sooner than later versus lefty, man. I don't think that his struggles continues. Get J.A. Happ, who's had his struggles. Let's go look at J.A. Happ for a second, man. Somebody I definitely want to attack, especially with those Twins bats who kill lefties. And just look at this. Away, he's already has a 5.37 ERA on the road. Wade versus righties, 331. Woba, 283. Batting average. The BABIP is only at 303. I'll take that. Home run per 9. One home run per 9, but I still think that could possibly change just because of the Twins, the way the Twins hit. Away versus righties, and this is I guess a batter's part. So 32.0 hard percentage, man. That means they're definitely getting some hits on it. The home run to fly ball ratio isn't encouraging, but I still think Sano for a GPP play is pretty solid, man. I wouldn't suggest using them in Cavs game just because you guys haven't seen the consistency yet, but I'm definitely willing to take the chance with them in GPP. So who else do I want to attack? Also, I want to pick on Chris Bassett. Like, you guys are going to see these numbers and just know that there's no way he's going to keep this up. Hold on. Let's go. We're going to scroll down. Look at his versus lefties. He only has a 263 WOBA versus lefties in his short time. That's definitely going to change. Look at this. The BABIP is pretty low. But look at the FIP. That xFIP is telling you that he's relying on that defense too much. If you isolate his actual pitching, he will have a 5.87 ERA to lefties, man. That means the regression is bound to happen. He's basically at above average for the LOB, left on base percentage so far versus lefties. That's not going to continue. He's not really a strikeout pitcher. Let's scroll down. Continue to scroll down. And look how hard he's getting hit. And 52. Look at this. A 52 fly ball percentage, and he's getting hit 36.7% hard. The hard percentage is at 36.7%. There's no way he's not going to look at this. He hasn't given up a home run yet to lefties. That means if anybody with power on that team just happens and the wind is blowing out actually too. Let me see this. No, I'm all over the place with it. 10 miles per hour out. Let's see what this says. Oakland, 11 miles per hour out. That means he's getting saved by a lot of fly ball outs, man. Those are probably getting right to the warning track, and the outfielders are just catching it. But there's no way that he can sustain that. A 52 fly ball percentage versus lefties, and he's getting hit 36. That is horrible. 36.7%. You want to round that to 37? That is horrible. That's way below average. Chris Bassett. The only problem with that is, do we really trust any Cleveland bats with power? The only Cleveland bat with power you can really say is like Santana. Carlos Santana has the most power. That's what I actually did to isolate their power. Let's go to leaders real quick. I know this is going on for a minute, so hopefully any of you guys stick with me. Versus righties, Indians. That's what I like to do, man. I like to go by the stats. Let's go who has the ISO. I'm going to even do this about 40 at bat. Just because and they traded Moss today, so he's not even on their roster, just to let people know. Isolated power at 232. So that means if there's anybody who's going to really smoke one out the park, it's Carlos Santana, who has the most power from any of their bats. Like Santana today, he has a 355 WOBA versus righties and a 131 WRC versus righties. So that's pretty much above average. I definitely like him as a one-off. If I wasn't playing Rizzo, I definitely play Carlos Santana, man. The only thing with Santana is that I don't like his average, man. It's either, you're looking at this, he's either being patient, because you can see the WOBA, so that means he's obviously got some plate discipline, or he's just grounding out or something like that because the BABIP is extremely low. So definitely a GPP play, man, against Bassett. The regression is bound to come anyway, man. And the Indians just came off a hot game against Guthrie, where they put up 12 runs. Lefties had a great game. So I wouldn't be surprised if they continued it into today. So definitely like a few Indians, even though I'm not running many. I probably throw out Lindor just because I like his price tag. I don't really want to play three plus K for them. Just in case, because the offense sometimes they ground out into a lot of double plays. And sometimes they just don't put up the runs you expect in great matchups. So I don't really want to full out trust those guys. I do want a little bit exposure. So I'll probably take some cheap exposure with Lindor. So that's about it, man. As far as catchers go today, I'm loving Schwarber. I told you the pitchers I want to attack. Schwarber's definitely got a good matchup with Jimmy Nelson. The ballpark factor for lefties is extremely well. Let me click on something for you guys, my bookmarks. And let's go look at the park factors. What's it at? This is for this year. I'm scrolling through, looking for the Brewers. Oh, right here. They're number 2. The park factor for runs scored is number 2, man. Miller Park, Milwaukee. That means they're giving up a lot of runs, home runs, whatever it is. Lefties are just having career games against the pitchers there. So definitely like the lefties there, man. Jimmy Nelson, somebody who's been struggling. Got Rizzo, Schwarber, who both bat for a lot of power. Definitely want to attack them there. Another catcher I'm on. I like Russell Martin against lefty. He's just pretty solid, but the price doesn't allow me to get bats that I like a lot more. So I probably won't roll him out, but he's my top 3 catcher of the day. Francisco Cervelli, he's been hitting lefties extremely well. He'll usually bat around 5th in the order. Think he get a 5th spot. I think he gets somewhere 1 through 5. I'll definitely like him a lot there. He bats for average, not really power versus lefties. And 2,700 is something I could pay for, man. He has a lot of RBI potential with the dudes like Marte, McCutcheon, John Kang, who's been on fire. So definitely like Cervelli a lot today too. But that home run, I might take a chance. I don't know who I'm going to roll with. I'll probably play Cervelli in cash games and Schwarber in his GPP just because of the home run potential. But yeah, those are 3 catchers I like today. Move on to first base. First baseman I like today. It's a bunch of them actually. I'm on for a GPP play. I like Votto, Chris Davis, Carlos Santana, like I already told you guys. Rizzo. I likely won't throw out Votto. I just put him there just because Burnett has been struggling a little bit with lefties on the road, and Votto's been on fire. Plus, we all know since he's a Parks for lefties. Let's go look at Burnett numbers. I'm not saying play anybody against him, but I just wrote Votto down just because I like to stick with my process of how I do my research. Away versus lefty, 360 WOBA, but that's far from elite. 283 batting average, which is far from elite. Let's go look at this. Away, that means he's having his struggles on the road. A 317 BABIP. The FIP is horrible. 5.21 FIP. That means 4.63 xFIP. That means his defense is kind of saving. Let's go look at this. 1.35 home run per 9. That's not good at all. It's not encouraging. Let's go see how he's getting hit up. Look at this. 38.4 hard percentage. That means his defense is absolutely saving him. A 15.4 home run per 9. He's more of a ground ball pitcher, but still 30% fly ball. That's somebody. If Votto was a little bit cheaper, I might go contrarian with him. But just 40, I can't pay 4,100 for a pitcher who's having a pretty good year and a team that's really losing, man. I don't know, man. I can't take that chance with Votto. So, but I just had to throw that out there, man, for you, for those of you who didn't know. So let's. Who else I said I had at first base? I got Santana, Rizzo. Rizzo's probably a lock in my lineup just for that 3K price. It's going against Jimmy Nelson. Um, I don't know if I could really turn that price down, man. Um, Santana, I told you the power's there. That's why I like him for the power. He has a chance to go yard. But don't know if I really want to trust him, man, because I only run out probably one GPP lineup, and I like to do cash games. I'm trying to build on my bankroll, so we'll see what happens there. And Chris Davis, that price is just too much. But Alfredo Simon is getting lit up by lefties. Oh my God, let me throw out some numbers. I don't even have to go to Fangraphs. I have it written down. Simon has a 383, 388 WOBA versus lefty. The slugging percent is 536, 330 BABIP. The FIP is above 4. 36 hard percentage versus lefties. And just let's go look at his game log. We don't even need to go. Let's go look at his game log. Where's he at? Where's he at? Am I blind or I just missed? Why am I blind right now? I'm about to just do this because I'm blind, clearly. Oh, 7,600. Yeah, just go look at this. Baltimore, we know. Look at this, man. Look how he went from having, once he played the Yankees, he was having pretty good games. I think he was at like 8,400 at one point. He's having pretty solid games. Until he faced the Yankees, he got lit up that one day. The aggressions have been down. The White Sox wasn't even on fire at this point, and he had 6.33. Pittsburgh, we know their offense good. Seattle, I don't even know how he managed to win. That just means the pitcher, whoever they was facing, had a great game. The offense had a great game for him to seal that one for him. Minnesota, they're not even a lefty-dominated team. Look what they did to him. 10 hits. They don't even kill righties like that. And they gave him 10 hits. Seattle, they got their revenge back. And then Boston, he had a pretty solid game out there, but they're missing a lot of people in that lineup. So definitely don't see there's any chance he has a chance against Baltimore. Let's go look at the Vegas odds, what they have Baltimore projected. 145 favorite for Miguel, 8.5 runs. Definitely not encouraging. Look at the lineup they're throwing out there. Machado hits righties well. Chris Davis has been on fire. I told you, I just like lefties against him, man. They didn't throw out too many lefties. Three lefties at him, but still, man, these guys, he's not really. He's just slowing down, man. The ERA is jumping every week, so definitely want to pick on him. Next, who else was? Oh yeah, that's why I like Jimmy Paredes. He's struggling versus lefties. Paredes, and he's in a better spot now, man. Paredes, he's batting fifth. He usually bats second behind Machado. Not a lot of chance for RBIs unless Machado is freaking scoring from first or he gets a double and then anything happens from there. But yeah, man, batting fifth behind Chris Davis. So they'll probably try to pitch around to get to Paredes. And there'll probably be at least two people on base for Paredes. I like him a lot, man. 2,600 for somebody who has a 3. What is it? I don't have the number by heart. I don't even want to give you guys the wrong number. So, but I think it's around 370 WOBA. So let's go check this out. Versus righties. The only problem with him is he strikes out a lot. But the way Simon's been pitched, 296 batting average. That tells you all you need to know right there. But let's go look at the WOBA. I was a 345 WOBA, but at home it's a 366 WOBA. So, and he has a 202 ISO at home. So that just tells you right there, man. It's a pitcher park for lefties. We can actually go look at the ballpark factors too for lefties. Orioles might have been at the top somewhere. Let's go look through it. Yeah, okay. They're 8th. This is just a hitter's park overall, man. 8 for lefties, 8 for righties. So I think they have a short porch over there in right field. If I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I still like Paredes regardless if he is a home run or not. 2,600, a lot of value there. I told you guys why I like Simon, but matter of fact, I like Sano. Excuse me. Let me go. I didn't even go through all the second basemen I like today, so let me not even skip over that, man. At second base, I like Kipnis, Dozier. Paredes, I did like Flattery a little bit if he was gonna play, but they got Shoot batting. They got Shoot playing second base, I guess, because he's been hitting the ball extremely well. And then Paredes DHing, so there's no chance for Flattery playing. Kipnis and Dozier, those prices probably won't allow me to get who I really want, because I really like Cruz is really what's holding me up from getting another bat I like, but I just think he's a lock for a home run today, man. And if he can actually double down in a game, so 4,300 for Cruz, willing to pay up for, man. For Cruz, especially going up against Hugh, who's just been struggling, man. I think I gotta lock him in there. Starling Marte, I need him in my lineup because I need some kind of speed. I like mixing my lineup with power and speed, just because I don't want to rely on home runs too much. So and Starling Marte has stolen base upside, 20 on the season. He's facing this pitcher from the minors, who's probably not seasoned enough. And he might just give up a stolen base or so to Marte if there's nobody in front. So I like Starling Marte a lot. It's probably really only my really speed guy. I'm not even talking English right now. So, but yeah, Preston Tucker. I don't have enough speed guys, so I definitely want Marte, man, because I need some dudes that bat for average with a little speed, man. Paredes doesn't steal many bases. Rizzo, Schwarber has actually stolen a base before. I don't know how, but he did. Rizzo got 14 stolen bases. He got a little bit of speed at first base, but he's not gonna steal. He's not gonna often try to steal a lot. So yeah, man, these are dudes I definitely like. At second base, Kipnis, I like him. The price doesn't allow me to pay Dozier. The price doesn't allow me to get these guys. So yeah, man, let's move on to third base now. Third baseman I like today, like Donaldson. Anytime he's facing a lefty, you just got to play him. But that price, too much for me to chew up, man, for a dude that he almost has to hit a home run just to hit that value. That's the only way I really want to play him. I gotta feel like he's a lock for a home run, but he is somebody that's probably gonna have a safe floor against this lefty. Plouffe has a bit of power, batting fifth behind Sano, Mauer, Torrey Hunter, Dozier. I like him a little bit. Valencia, that's a good value play if he plays today. Let me go see if they put out Toronto's lineup. Crap. Nope. Didn't put out that lineup yet, so it's hard to really say about him. Valencia and Sano, man, but I'm probably going to lean with Sano just because I feel like he's due for a home run, man. There's no way he could continue struggling this way. He's already has a 333 BABIP, so I like him a lot. The next, we're going to move on to shortstop. There's probably only like 3 shortstops I'll play today. Probably be Tulo against a lefty because we all know what he does versus lefties. I think it's about a 350 batting average versus lefties. So definitely like Hokong, who's been on fire actually, and he bats extremely. He has a high WOBA versus lefties. Look at this back-to-back home run days. But I will say maybe his home run yesterday was kind of fluky because the wind was blowing out to center 23 miles per hour. So anything could carry over it. Anybody could hit something out of there yesterday, so that's probably what can't hit that home run. But he still has a high average versus lefties. And the Pirates, their offense has been pretty good as of late, putting up surprisingly 7-8 runs in a couple of games. So I like Kang. And then last, Johnny Peralta. This is actually a mistake. I gotta probably put Peralta down in my notebook. That's where I usually write everything down because I don't want to forget anything. It's easier for me to do. I don't know why I don't like using my computer. Just so when I'm looking at the computer, I could just breeze over without having to click off a tab. I don't want to minimize the page or anything like that. So Lindor, I like him a little bit against Bassett. I told you he's getting pretty lucky right now. Bassett is getting pretty lucky right now. I don't know if that can continue. Johnny Peralta, man, he doesn't have a high batting average, but the isolated power, man, is what I love from Johnny Peralta. Let's go look at something. Let's go look at the averages and encouraging, but he's facing a below average lefty and Chris Russell. Look at this, a 238 batting average. Let's go look at the WOBA, see if there's anything encouraging in there. 337 WOBA is what's encouraging. The BABIP is low, probably because he's slow. But that 248 ISO, man, That's something I definitely like, man. Now let's go look at his batted balls. He's a fly ball hitter, man. To lefties, that means he's popping up a lot. 44% is encouraging. That means 31.2 hard percentage. That's pretty good. Now let's go look at Chris Russin. Let's see what he's doing versus righties. Now it's all about who's worse or who's better. Rustin's just been bad. 356 WOBA, 302 batting average versus righties. Peralta's a seasoned veteran, man. He might be able to hit this dude up a little bit. But the way the Cardinals' offense just been kind of struggling a little bit. Which is why I kind of wouldn't want to play Peralta. But yeah, three away versus righties, 355 WOBA, 296 batting average. And that's not a big drop off. He plays in chorus, so for him to still do that on the road still is not encouraging at all. 1.40 home run per 9, 326 BABIP. The xFIP and FIP is not encouraging. Waivers righty. He's not getting hit hard though. That was the only thing why I probably that right there will make me not want to play Peralta. He's a ground ball pitcher. He is getting a lot of line drives. So I mean, dudes, I don't know. I would stay away from Peralta, man. Just because he's home run dependent basically at this point. So those are shortstops I'll play. Let's move on to outfield. These are my list of outfielders that I like today. Most of them GPP play. Cruz, Adam Eaton versus the knuckleball, Stephen Wright. Melky Cabrera versus Stephen Wright as well. JD Martinez for the home run or bust game. Cespedes home run or bust game. Preston Tucker is pretty much going to be in all my lineups. Hicks is in my lineup. This dude's been. Let's go look at this dude, Aaron Hicks. Let's go look at how consistent he's been. He's at 3K now, Aaron Hicks. Let's look at that game log. Pretty impressive. He's getting on base. A lot of multi-hit games. He's going to probably move. The only thing I don't like, he's probably going to move back to 6 in the batting order with Torrey Hunter and Plouffe possibly returning today. But he's still hitting for high for average versus lefties. I think it's almost at like 400. So I like him a lot. Kobe Rasmus I think he could go yard today. So those are outfielders I like. Messing around with Marte, of course. Nelson Cruz, Preston Tucker. But for Cavs game with my sale lineup, let me show you guys. I'm going to switch over to this. Did I enter this? Oh, yeah, I already entered. So let's go check out my Cavs game lineup. I'm probably going to move some of this around. Try to go with the guys with safe floors and whatnot. Chris Sale, we already know he's a lock for 15 to 25. Like, his floor is probably 16. I don't even want to say 15. That's kind of disrespectful. Chris Sale, pretty much a lock in my lineup versus the Red Sox who struggle versus lefties. Cervelli hits high for average versus lefties. Rizzo, Jimmy Nelson, man, that's all I got to say. Paredes, he has good numbers to back up that play. Danny Valencia, pretty much a solid play. Kong, Preston Tucker, Hicks, and Rasmus. The only thing I don't like, I'm not a big fan of playing dudes who bat 6 in my cat. I like to stick to 1 through 5 in my cash game. But for the matchups, these guys could be the exception. And it's not really too many outfields I like for value today, man. I'll probably have to wait for more lineups to come out. Oh, they actually released this lineup. JB Shuck versus Stephen Wright. Let me go see what JB Shuck does, man. I know for a fact that he's nowhere above 2,500. Let's go see what he does versus righties. Let's see. 277 batting average. I could possibly throw him in there away versus righties as a encouraging, but Stephen Wright is horrible. He's just going to rely on that knuckleball. That WOBA isn't good. He doesn't strike out, though. Let's see, does he hit with any power versus these dudes? Nah. I don't know. I'll probably stick with Hicks and Rasmus just because I like their matchups a lot more. So basically, this is what I'm kind of running with for my cash games. I'll probably make some changes, but for right now, this is what I like, man. And for those of you who watched or are watching live, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the in the comment section below, man. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.